Well, this is another milestone we're going to be celebrating. You celebrated your 80th birthday, Papa celebrated his 84th birthday, and we're going to be celebrating your 60th wedding anniversary, all in the pandemic season of 2020. So I thought since the family could not be here together, and we had a wonderful celebration 10 years ago for your 50th anniversary, that we would take time to sort of unpack a little bit of your 60 years together. What do you think?
Great idea.
Okay. All right, so I think let's get these masks off so that we can hear each other properly.
Good idea.
And then let's just have some fun with this. What do you think?
That's the
So,
best thing we can do.
yeah. So Mommy and Papa, what is your favorite memory of each other? Do you want to start, Mommy?
Yeah, I think his loving and caring looks, which I always remember.
Looks as in physical looks.
Yeah,
Oh, I see. So he was a handsome young man.
yeah,
Young
But the
man or
way-
still handsome?
yeah. Today he's looking very smart.
Oh, today. Okay.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
about you, Papa?
I knew it's a rare compliment, but it's a welcome. Yeah, my first memory of her is when I saw her for the first time. After wedding, we just had a glimpse of her for the photographs, but because she was veiled all the time, I didn't know what she looks like really, because we have never met before, we have never seen each other, not even the photograph of each other. So the first time when I really set my eyes on her and looked at her to my heart's content was when 72 hours after the wedding. And then when I saw her, I have not forgotten till now.
All right. So, yeah, I think those days are very rare now when a lot of these things are arranged ahead of time. So, it's commendable that in spite of all of that, 60 years. So, I know that both of you are voracious readers. You both have inculcated in us the habit and love of reading and books. So if you had to pick a book from all your readings of various genres and you wanted to recommend a book, maybe to friends or family, or you just want to share which book is the most favorite or the one that you really felt was very meaningful.
Ramayana.
The Ramayana. You didn't even hesitate. That's good. I like that too. I can't say that I've read it probably once, all page to page, but I do like watching it. What about you, Papa?
Ramayana.
Okay.
I read it when I was 8-year-old.
I read it when I was 6-year-old, and we used to read it often and finish the book in 1 month or in 9 days. It was a ritual with us. And every time you read, you find something, and whatever your problems are there, you find an answer to it.
Yeah, it is. It is a book of immense wisdom. I had the privilege of reading it with Papa's father, and he explained it to me, and now of course watching it in a serial is like rereading it again. I think this is the second time we are watching it together in the past. That's such a blessing. Yeah. And by the way, you know that this was not rehearsed, but it's amazing that you both picked the same book. You had no idea, right? The other thing is, I know you all have a love for movies, and you like watching movies, but more importantly, movies that have a sort of moral or a story to it. But what was the first movie you both watched together?
Kohinoor.
Kohinoor, of course. And the reason was simple. We were in LA after a so-called honeymoon. We went to see the movie, and our attention was not on the movie. So halfway we left, came back to our room, the rest is history. So, go ahead. Yeah, that's why we remember, can't forget that episode.
Yeah. What else do you remember about the movie?
It was a beautiful movie, and there was a beautiful dance there, and the very veteran actor who's still there, past 90, and the song was great. Madhuban mein Radhika Nache Re. That impressed us.
Very classic.
Have you watched it again?
I watched not the whole movie, but I do watch that particular song even because it's a classic. The whole thing, the lyrics, the dance, the music, it's one of the iconic of the old times. And that part not the whole movie.
And it was in black and white or color?
It was black and white, but later it was dubbed as Eastman color or whatever you call it. But when we saw it, it was black and white.
Okay, all right. So maybe I'll start with Papa this time. Who would you say was a mentor or a role model to you as you were growing up?
My father, of course. Not only was he was the head of the family, but he was the one who was setting an example in everything. Not to me, to the whole family. The example of being a good person, fighting for his country against the British Raj in those times. He even went to the prison with Gandhi as a freedom fighter. And when he came as a very, very strict disciplinarian. We didn't like him then, his discipline, but now I remember that was the best thing he did for us. And we were scared of him at that time, but he was a very loving father. Never said no to anything. If he said no, he explained it to us why. And he supported in whatever we did, with reservations, of course. So, what else can one wish? And that was till I left my hometown for my higher education, and then things changed. But for those first 15 years, we looked up to him for everything.
What about a non-family person?
Mentor, I had two professors, one in my medical college, Professor Rao, whom I followed, became a surgeon in his footsteps, and I followed his taste in music, literature and everything. And later on, surprising as it may sound to be, I met a wonderful person when I was working in Saudi Arabia of all the places. And he was a very fundamentalist Islamic preacher, a professor, Western trained, American trained of course, a chest surgeon, which was my fantasy also. And I don't know why, we being at two opposite poles, he being a fundamental Islamist, and I being a fundamental Hindu, we came together. He appreciated my views, and I appreciated his. And that's the only positive thing I can say, that I really appreciate meeting him, understanding him, liking him.
What about you, Mummy?
Of course, I respected my father. He was a great person. The best thing about him was that I have never seen anybody being happy in other people's happiness. He used to virtually dance when he got a good news about a person. And then there has been teachers who, luckily I got some good teachers, and all of them encouraged me all the time. And most important was Dr. Mishra, who actually virtually helped me in every possible going, even out of the way, to become what I am today.
Yeah, teachers and mentors, parents, true. So, let's see, maybe I'm going to ask you all to take a pad and just write. The other person cannot see what you're writing, and write it in
Why?
big. Who is Mummy's favorite actor? Papa, you write. And Mummy, who is Papa's favorite actor? And
We
maybe
can't
you
do
can
our-
write it like this so we can.
We can't do our own.
No,
Or it has to be only actor or actresses also.
we'll come to actresses later. Big, write it big.
I have to write hers.
Yes.
Oh boy.
So, Mummy, who's your favorite actor? Your favorite actor. Who's your favorite actor? Let's see if Papa gets.
Ashok Kumar.
What did you write, Papa?
Her favorite actor?
Show it to the camera. All right, I'm not going to go there and argue with this one. Papa, who's your favorite actor?
Actor. In my 50s, 60s, and I have never seen anyone better than that person now. That was from India. His name was Dev Anand, my iconic actor.
What did you write, Mummy? Show the camera.
Devanand.
Now, I don't know who knows whom better. We won't leave that up to the kids to decide. Well, let's move on to then, what do you think is Papa's favorite song? You write Papa's favorite song, and Papa, you write Mummy's favorite song. And you can write it on the other page. All right. Maybe I'll start with you, Mummy. What is Papa's favorite song?
Laga chunri mein daag mita hoon kaise.
Papa, was that right?
Yes, one of my favorite songs. Yes.
So do you want to sing it for us a little bit? Or the first line, just the first line. I won't embarrass you more.
Well, it's a Manna Day's voice, such a high-pitched, difficult to mimic.
Okay, just say the first two lines. Recite them.
लागा चुनरी में दाग छुपाऊं कैसे लागा चुनरी में दाग.
Great. Awesome. And let's see if Papa got yours right. Mommy, what is your favorite song? Or what do you think Papa wrote your favorite song is?
I don't know.
Which song do you like? You don't have a favorite.
Madhuban mein Rajika Nachere.
All right, Papa, you have to get this one right.
I can't.
What did you write? What is it? Let me see too. Oh, really? Madhuban mein Radhika na chere. Okay, do you want to tell us the first few lines of that? This was really not rehearsed.
Madhuban mein Radhika Nachere.
And then?
Some Muraliya baje.
मोहन की मुरलिया बाजेरी.
All right, why don't we end with what do you think is Papa's favorite movie? And Papa, you write what is Mummy's favorite movie? All right. Papa, okay, let's start with this. Papa, what is your favorite movie?
My favorite movie was of my college days movie, that's called CID. There have been many movies after that which I have liked, but I was hooked on it because I used to role model on that movie, so can't forget that.
All right, Mommy, what did you write as Papa's favorite?
Taxi driver.
Well, the actor was the same, so whether I mimic
It is the
CID
same
or Taxi Driver,
It is the same actor.
yes.
Okay, so close. And what is your favorite movie, Mommy? What do you think Papa wrote your favorite movie is?
I don't know what he wrote.
Which movie do you like?
Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum.
Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum.
No.
Okay, she's changed.
Bagwan. I just mixed up Bagwan.
Bhagwan. Okay. Papa, what did you write?
For her movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was later, but I went long back, so I wrote this.
Let's see. Pakiza. All right. Well, close enough.
Yeah, I mean, we are just moving from good old times to newer generation, new millennium movies. What I am writing are the good old times. What she is writing are the millennium movies.
Which are good old times too. Or good
That's
new
what I'm
times.
saying, yes, as good as.
Well, we let the children decide when they see this, which who knows who better, or maybe you'll know each other equally. But moving on, I think it's been 60 years that you're together, and you probably know a lot about and shared a lot with us also about growing up. But what is the most scared you have felt as a child growing up?
I was always scared of one thing, which prevented me from doing so many things, that I should do anything which will upset my mother and father. That was the always back of my mind, which made me restricted in so many ways.
What about you, Papa?
Well, I think the same thing. Whatever I did, whatever I followed, and whenever I wanted to do something, I always kept this in mind. I hope it doesn't upset my parents. It doesn't upset my parents. So, a lot of peer pressures, a lot of hobbies and habits, and I had to curtail myself, just keeping one thing in mind. If my parents won't like it, I rather don't do it. But this was true only till I grew up. And I knew now I am of my own, and then things change. But I can say till a good part of my life, the first 3 decades, I was mighty careful.
And after that, what were you scared of?
I don't know what I'm scared of. I'm scared of something unknown. I don't want to know everything, but I don't want to face some surprises. That's the only thing I'm scared of, nothing else.
What about you, Mommy?
I'm so scared of being by myself alone. I won't be able to manage.
So you all have really accomplished a lot in your career, and you all have really enjoyed your career, at least growing up and even now. You talk about your work as a physician, as an educator, as a clinician, with so much love and respect. Did you ever think of a different career path?
Yeah, I always wanted to be a mathematician. Always wanted to do a PhD in that, but during that time, my father, you would be alone, no girls are going in this thing, so that prevented me. But I could do anything, but this was the one which attracted me. I was very fond of mathematics. I know the mathematics today is different than what we did.
What about you, Papa?
As I said, my father was my role model, so my first choice was to be a lawyer like him. But he was the one who said no to that. The reason being that he knew the intricacies of the profession, when you have to take the sides of the wrong things just to defend the defender, or the lies that you have to speak, although it's called the legal profession. He wasn't happy, but he started because he had no choice. That was the best I could do for him. So he was the one who said anything but law. The other thing he was very popular was the politics. And again, that was my second choice, which he endorsed. And therefore, I had to choose a profession which will bring me in the public life. So the next profession was my grandfather's profession. And he was an Indian physician, old Ayurvedic Vaidya. And then when I look back, I combined the two, that I will follow the medical profession, which will give me continuity of my grandfather's. I used to read his books. And then I'll still keep my public image, and maybe I'll follow my father in politics one day. But after a few years, once I entered college, the only profession I thought of was teaching. Couldn't think of anything else. And I gave up many, many lucrative jobs, offers and all that, where I would have minted money like anything. But I stuck to my profession of teaching, and I've enjoyed it. And I still am a teacher and a learner. I'm still continuing.
So if you had to think about your accomplishments, let's start with Papa. What accomplishment are you most proud of?
Well, acceptance of what I am, acknowledgement of what I say, and appreciation of what I do. Other than that, I mean, I have earned the goodwill of each and everyone I interacted with, and that's my great blessing. And the respect I get from my family and friends. What else do I want?
What about you, Mommy?
I think I did my job well, and I always wanted to be of use to somebody, and especially the poor people who can't afford. And I think I have done well to take care of the poor people in Goa. And still they come to me, and the way they respond to it, and the way they crowded my OPD, I remember that, and that was a big account. Other was that I treated my student as my own children, and they appreciated it. Not only caring about their studies, but their general life, and they still remember the incidences which I have forgotten. So I think that is the biggest satisfaction. And in my family, everybody respects me, and my word has a meaning to them. Still they look up to me, and that's the biggest satisfaction.
That is so true. So, we were asked to reflect in a retreat that I was on recently, which really was a very insightful question, was if there was a personality trait that we would want to work on or change, what would that be? And a lot came to my mind, so I was wondering, maybe I'd ask you all, many years later.
Yeah, that is the biggest thing, is my sensitivity. I think that has caused me a lot of problems. I'm very sensitive with little things make me upset easily, and that changes the whole equation. I am working a lot on it. It's difficult, and once that thing upsets me, it lasts for a long time. and that has caused lot of damage, and whatever is the cause of any problems between anybody in the family, this is my sensitivity.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword, sensitivity, I guess. What about you, Papa?
Well, I think I felt very uneasy when I upset somebody. Rightly or wrongly, doesn't matter. Talk, discussion, arguments, conversations. And I couldn't sleep that night if I came home and I realized that somebody was upset by what I said or what I did. And the next best thing I did was the very next day I went and talked to that person frankly. Apologize if it was my mistake and try to understand why somebody was upset with me, because I cannot accept myself upsetting anyone, hurting anyone, insulting anyone willingly. Unknowingly, I don't know what might have happened, but hopefully I haven't done that willingly.
So, if you could see into the future, Papa, what would you want to know?
Nothing. Oh, that's very straightforward answer. I don't want to know the future because my present will be a hell if I know my future. I'm very, very clear on that. Absolutely no. Future must remain uncertain. It should not become present prematurely.
Mommy?
Actually, I have so much trust in God that the future doesn't scare me. I feel that the God will take care of everything, and I can't do anything what He can do. So I depend totally on Him. And that's why I don't want to know about the future.
Great words of wisdom from both of you. True. So, is there a question you're asking yourself today?
Yeah, because my mother was very conservative. I have been brought up that you are not supposed to, you should cover yourself completely, you shouldn't laugh loudly. That has prevented me from enjoying life. If I was in a different circumstances, I would have more lighter movement, I would have enjoyed life. So that's what when I see my granddaughter, I always feel I wish I could have enjoyed life like her.
Yeah, I'm sure, Natasha. You've told that to Natasha many times also. Yeah. But I don't see that. I mean, I think probably you're too hard on yourself. Yeah. What about you, Papa? Is there a question you're asking yourself?
No, I don't think I am happy the way I am. I have always been happy that I have been. And I agree with her, what she says, that yes, we had a very, very wonderful, happy life.
All right. Let's do another thing. Why don't you all take a new page on your writing pad, and why don't you write 3 words that you would use to describe yourself on the first page. Okay, now take another page.
I have written 3 on the same page.
Yeah. Now take another page. I know, I'm making you all do a lot of things, right?
You always do.
So, Mommy, now you write 3 words that you would use to describe Papa. And Papa, you write 3 words you would use to describe Mommy. All right. Mommy, what 3 words did you use to describe Papa? You can read them out loud.
Loving, caring, understanding.
Loving, caring, and understanding. Papa, what 3 words did you use to describe?
Mommy?
Yeah. Mummy used those 3 words to describe you, loving, caring, and understanding. What did you use to describe her?
Her. I said she's beautiful like a full moon. Loving always to me. And caring for all of us.
Great, great. All right, what 3 words do you use to describe yourself? Papa. Okay, say it loudly.
Happy, satisfied, blessed.
All right. Mommy, what did you use?
Giving and caring person.
Giving and caring. Good. Good. I think they're all very true. You'll have a lot of people who agree with all of that.
You see now how complimentary we are? She compliments what I have said, and I do what she said.
So, I think, as we sort of close this, what are some words, Papa, you want to share with friends and family, and then we'll have Mommy have the last word.
I don't ever give up your hopes. Don't ever lose your faith. And don't lose your self-confidence.
What about you, Mom?
To have a unconditional faith in God and to be a giving and caring human being.
Well, thank you for being amazing role models, and we are proud that y'all are celebrating your 60th wedding anniversary on Thanksgiving Day, actually. What a blessed way to give thanks.
It is a blessed. It is a very, very religious day in our mythology. And that is the day of the Lord Vishnu's wedding day, the greatest Lord. He marries a greatest icon called Tulsi. That's the day which is celebrated in our community as the day of feasting and fasting, a celebration of all kinds. It falls on this Thanksgiving Day, our 60th wedding anniversary day, and like that wedding of the Lord has been blessed, I'm sure our wedding will remain blessed. Thank you.
We don't have anything to cheer to that, but hey.
Hey.
No, we are blessed for that. Thank you.